Alright everyone, welcome back. I turned to see that Zoken has disappeared. He must have sacrificed Castor as a distraction to aid his escape. But Saber saw it coming and was ready for Castor. Archer was never after Castor to begin with. He was focused on our puppeteer instead.
そこまでだ。
Without hesitation, he cleaves through Zoken's body. That didn't sound like it hurt. Zoken's upper body crumples to the ground. I hear a slithering sound. The old man, missing his body from the waist down, slithers along the ground, leaking some gruesome substance.
終わりだ、魔術師。過去からの経験でな、お前のような妖物は早めに処理することにしている。
Archer's short sword cuts upward in a second arc. That'll finish Zoken. No matter how immortal he is, he'll die if you crush his head. He was already on the verge of death anyway. Without natural healing abilities like those of a servant, severe wounds hasten his death by the second. Archer goes in for a killing blow to make absolutely certain the mage is dead. No, he tries to, but he freezes in his tracks. Archer isn't the only one who senses it. Everybody here does. Tosaka and Saber, Archer and I. Even the dying Zoken trembles in astonishment at its sudden appearance. The park becomes inky black. The damp air freezes over instantly. Even my pounding heart begins to slow. Something bad is nearby. I have to run. I can't be around it. My body understands this even better than my brain, but it rejects my commands to flee. It knows that running is futile. It rules out escape as an option, because there's no getting away once you run to that thing. I tremble. My paralyzed neck begins to move. My eyes track to the park entrance. There. Stands a shadow. Space twists. I'd like to believe that I'm just hallucinating, that I'm losing my grip on reality due to extreme distress. Whatever that is, I've never seen anything like it. The shadow stands there, upright and ethereal. It seems light enough to be blown away by a breeze, but its gravity is more commanding than anything else here. It has no intellect, no reason. It isn't even a living creature. The black shadow stays where it is, piercing the night like a skyscraper. And for some reason, I find the sight nostalgic.
Arien.
I hear a hoarse, wizened voice. The only person who manages to talk is the dying old man.
Arien. Arien. Arien.
He crawls away wailing. Zoken Mato flees from Archer's sword and leaves the park as fast as he can. It isn't because he has stamina to spare. It's simple. His wholehearted fear of the sinister shadow is enough to whip his wasted carcass into action. Nobody can move. Tosaka and I tremble. Saber and Archer are frozen still, as if mesmerized by something. It's a monster of the deep sea. In the completely stopped, silent world, only the shadow sways. And for the first time, oh, it shows signs of having a will. It has no eyes, no limbs, no body, and yet a shadow stretches out from its feet. It casts a long, long shade under the moonlight. Slowly, it turns to point at Tosaka, like a snake that just discovered prey. Tosaka can't move. She hasn't noticed the change in the shadow. Saber's too far. Archer starts running. The shadow stretches. Suddenly, and without warning, it covers dozens of meters.
Osaka,
I frantically shove her aside. I can't hear her voice. The instant I push Tosaka, something incomprehensible swallows me. I hear a splash and feel something crushing my body. So my hunch wasn't wrong. A torrent of liquid, like having a dump truck emptied on me, submerges me from head to toe. I'm in the deep ocean now. But it's hot. This is way too hot for seawater. It's boiling cold tar. It sticks to my skin, shutting me off from my basic life functions. Rather than being underwater, it's like. I feel nauseous, repulsed. I feel nauseous, repulsed, nauseous, repulsed, not. At the voice, I open my eyes. My body feels hot. The nausea won't go away. My head feels woozy. And I can't even stand up on my own.
目が覚めた？大丈夫？私がわかる？
I feel someone slapping my cheeks.
わかる。こんな時に人を平手打ちすんのは間違いなく遠坂だ。
よかった。減らず口を言えるなら大丈夫ね。
I wasn't trying to be flippant. It's just how I feel.
バカ、何笑ってるのよ。言っとくけど、礼は言わないわよ。あんな真似は二度としないで。助けてもらった相手に死なれたら、借りを返すこともできなくなる。
She shoots me a glare. Even so, Tosaka has one hand supporting my back while the other is holding my hand as if to check my temperature.
遠坂、変なのはどうした？
消えたわ。エミヤくんが影の上に立って倒れたと思ったらもういなかった。あれ自身はあっちの方からやってきたみたいだけど。
Tosaka looks to the southern sky. No, the southwest and grinds her teeth.
そうか。けど俺、随分と長く変なのに絡まってた気がするんだけど。
本当？あなたが私を突き飛ばしてから今まで10秒も経ってないわよ。その証拠にほら。シロ。
Zebra comes running.
またあなたは無茶な真似をして。
Zebra supports me on her shoulder and takes me from Tosaka.
離れなさい、アーチャーのマスター。それ以上我がマスターに近寄るのなら敵対行為とみなします。
何？もしかして私も敵？
当然でしょう。あなたはマスターでありアーチャーを連れている。何のつもりでシローがあなたをかばったかは知りませんが、みすみす我が主に近づかせることはできない。
Saber glares at Tosaka. Oh no, come to think of it, I never updated Saber on the
い
situation.
や、違うんだ、セイバー。遠坂とは今休戦中でキャスターを倒すまで。
シロー、しっかり気を落ち着けて。
だから遠坂は敵じゃない。そういう約束なんだ。
わかりました。あなたがそう言うのなら彼女とは争いません。ですから。
悪い。正直もうしゃべる。
I desperately cling to consciousness as my mind strains under chills and nausea. I can pass out once I get home. Until then, I need to keep my mind together at least.
助かったか。ま、本体に触れたわけでもなし、実体のあるものなら怒りを移された程度だろう。
Archer comes over. His expression is neutral, even though he let Zoken escape. He's the calmest one here.
アーチャー、あなたは今の影が何者か知っているのですか？
さてな。だがこれで一つはっきりした。キャスターなき後、町の人間から魔力を吸い上げているのは今の影だろうよ。
Archer sounds indifferent. Then he directs his attention to me on the ground.
どうやら支援を優先できる状況ではなくなったようだ。そうだろ、エミヤシロ。あれが何であるかはお前の直感が正しい。サーバントとして召喚されたというのに、結局はあれの相手をさせられるというわけだ。
アーチャー、あなたは一体。
そうか、君はまだ守護者ではなかったな。ではあの手の類と対峙したことはなかろう。まったくいずこにいようとやることに変わりがないとはな。
The Red Knight leaves, beckoning Tosaka to go with him. But before he does,
いや、そう悲観したものではないか。まだことは起きていない。後始末にとどまるか、その前に型をつけるのか。今回は摘み取れる可能性がまだ残されているのだから。
he murmurs, gazing up at the stars. The flickering repeats. Fever permeates my body and I can't feel myself walking. Someone said something about catching a fever. It feels like mosquitoes carrying a fever are spreading through my body and swarming around my fingertips.
先輩。
In my days, I can't distinguish dreams from reality. It's like I'm already asleep and trying my damnedest to escape from the dream back to my bedroom.
さくら、睡眠中ではなかったのですか？
どいてください。そんな支え方じゃ先輩が辛くなる。
いえ、これは私が任されたことです。
I don't like that look on her right now either.
それに、何らかの病だとしたら、あなたにまで移ってしまう。
そんなことを言ってるんじゃありません。セイバーさん、あなたと先輩が何をしているのかは知りません。聞いても答えてもらえないことだって分かっていますから、問いただすこともしませんでした。けど、あなたが来てから先輩は毎日辛そうでした。それだけならよかったのに、今夜は怪我をして帰ってきたんです。
さくら、それは。
セイバーさんの事情は知りませんけど、もう少しうまいやり方があるんじゃないですか。それができないって言うなら、せめて先輩を巻き込むのはやめてください。
I'm brought back to my room. Someone's next to me, putting me to bed, I think. I think they whispered into my ear, but I couldn't make it out. Did they say they were reckless? Did they apologize to me? Anyway, that's the last thing I heard. My consciousness starts to fade as soon as I lie down. Everything I see squirms like worms until I pass out.
「じゃ、まったね。明日こそ遅刻しないでよ。」
She sees her friend off, and I'll Tim burn her farewell. No one else is around, and the traffic circle is completely still. Did her friend take the last taxi home? Or are they all occupied? In any case, the park in front of the train station, usually well lit and filled with loiterers, is cold and lifeless.
ま、こんな日もあるか。
She walks home, tipsy. She doesn't mind that the last train already left, not that there aren't any taxis nearby. Her apartment is just around the corner. She's used to going home alone after seeing off her friend who lives in town 3 train stops away. She walks through the middle of the roundabout abandoned, even though it isn't midnight yet, and takes the path home in high spirits. And yet, when did it all stop being just another night? An empty city, a back alley the light doesn't reach, the cold creeping out from the shadows. Some formless anxiety grates away her composure.
ちょっと誰かいるの？
She turns around. Her follower is a silent, unfriendly shadow. She quickens her walk. She begins to think it's dangerous to be here. She doesn't think she's overreacting. She doesn't feel anyone following her to begin with. Her instincts aren't good enough to sense danger even if someone was stalking her. She's just a normal, decent city dweller.
ちょっと何よこれ。
And yet she suddenly begins to tremble. The unpleasant feeling intensifies. This is just like that one time when she was a child, when she woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't move. It feels like the anxiety of having the entire world reject her, like the night when she thought someone was lurking in the corner of her bedroom. She couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom and pretended to sleep until morning. Before she knows it, she's jogging. This isn't her usual route home. The path before her is dangerous. Either path is pitch black. Relying on the same intuition that told her she was in danger, she finds herself nearly stumbling as she runs towards safety. When did the jog become a heading sprint? She knows that it's comical to be afraid of something she can't even see, but she can't stop. She scrambles down the street like a mad dog. It's strange how her throat is parched, that she isn't sweating at all. The city at night. A string of unexplained accidents. She tells herself that the rumors never mention anything about a slasher. There's no one else around. Tonight of all nights, the streets are empty. Does no one really care? It feels like she's in an imitation of the city she knows so well, in a place where no one will ever find her. At last, she comes to the end of the line.
おかしいな。どうして？
Why did she come here?
何してんだろう私。
It's so hilarious. She barely laughs. It's funny. Because it's funny. Her throat feels like it belongs to someone else. All she did was run. She thought that there would be no going back if she took the normal way home. So she chose a different route that would take her to a safe place, and now... Finally, she realizes that there was never any escape to begin with. Oh no. Just as something can jump at you out of the grass, other things can pounce on you from the tree branches. At first, it drops on her head. Nobody hears her scream. Her body hits the pavement. There's sharp pain in her ankles. It hurts so bad it must be a joke, like she lost everything from the heel down. That can't possibly be true, so she tries wiggling her fingers, only to find that she can't feel anything. Instead, something's burrowing into a part of her that's missing. With bloody but still functioning eyes, she looks to see what it is. But she can't see it anymore. All she knows is that something she doesn't understand is gathering in her body. For some reason, her eyes can't process what they see. The worms wiggle their way inside. When she was a child, she once saw a bathtub sponge infested by maggots. This looks just like that. A closer image would be inchworms squirming in an apple's hole.
けど変じゃない？
The realistic images don't line up with the events unfolding before our eyes. After all, this can't be happening. Not to her. It'll be midnight soon. I need to go home, fill up the bath. Ouch. Laugh about all the stuff that happened today. It hurts. And while I dry my hair, it hurts. I'll catch up on all the shows I record, go back to my room. Set my alarm. I want to go home, wake up in the morning, go home. Ow, go to work. Eek. Need to go home.
会社に部屋に戻りたい。戻りたいのに。どっか行け。違うって言ってるでしょ。やめてよ。お願いします。私を部屋に返してください。俺がいや、あんたたちもうやだ。何勝手に私の。
The tragedy ends in less than 5 minutes. It was a gruesome scene that might be described as a meal if one were to define a meal as the simple acquisition of nutrition. The fallen thing rises. What was once a woman can only now be described as a wizened old man.
こればかりはいつになってもなれんものだな。
A hoarse voice rasps. The swarm of insects is gone. Having finished their meal, they returned to their nest inside the aged body. In other words, they hollowed out the inside of the woman and turned it into their own. Something witnessed it happen, up above. A mismatched white face floats in the gaps between tree branches. It is a mask made of a human skull locked in a jester smile. Its owner is, of course, the seventh servant who killed Lancer, Assassin, the masterless heroic spirit born from a false servant.
器用なものだ。先ほどの体も元より借り物だったということか。
おう、見ておったのか、アサシン。そうよ、わしの肉体はとうの昔に滅び去っておる。こうしてすでに出来上がっている体に寄生するだけの老いぼれでな。他の者どものように日の元に出られる体ではない。
The cackling comes from none other than Zoken Mato. It took him only minutes to attack and take over the woman. No matter how impressive a mage he is, the speed of the act was abnormal.
そうか。元の体などどうでもよい。単に一人分の肉が必要なだけなのだ。そうして得た肉を好みの形に作り上げるわけか。どのみち中身は虫どもなのだ。人間としての機能は虫どもが果たす。まさに擬態のな。
ほほう、わずか一日で饒舌になったではないか、アサシ。その様では己が望みを思い出したか。
無論我は同じ望みを持つ召喚者にのみ呼び出される。魔術師殿の不死への渇望が好みを招いたのだ。故に私が望むは永遠のだが。
The black shadow sways. The expressionless skull masks eyes that old mage dubiously.
いささか疑問が生じた。魔術師殿はすでに不死。その年月も500を超えよう。ならば望みはとうにかなっているのではないか。
The old mage's shoulders tremble as he raises his voice. Who can tell whether his laugh is one of joy or rage? Indeed, Zoken Mato is nearly immortal. With a body like that of a nest, he will continue to live as long as his soul's vessel remains intact. But it is a life of agony. Zoken does not maintain this old man's form out of preference. He has transformed into something inhuman, masquerading as a man. There are limits to his magecraft. It's not unlike a machine. Even if perpetual operation is possible in theory, his parts still suffer from wear. Parts rust, cogs fail to align. Programming cognition fails to keep up with evolving times.
いやいや、わしは不死ではないぞ、アサシ。わしの体は腐る。何度新しい肉体を得ようと腐る。何をしようと腐っていくのだ。この新しい肉体とてすでに腐敗が始まっている。生きたまま自身が腐っていくこの不快と屈辱。自らが人ではなく虫なのだと受け入れる絶望といえば分かってもらえるかな。
なぜ腐る？虫どもではまっとうな肉体を作れないのか。
そのようなことはないぞ。虫どもは生きがいいからな。 肉体面では何の問題もない。元より老いる体を憂いて寄生体となった身だ。肉体面の防備に抜かりはなかった。わしは永遠に生き続ける方法、人間としてとどまれる方式としてこの延命法を選んだつもりじゃ。
ますますわからぬな。完全な肉体維持を選んでおいてその始末なのか。そもそもなぜ外見を老人に模す。肉を粘土のようにこねるのならいかようにも姿は変えられよ
う。良い質問じゃ。ではトーンが元の肉体を完全に失った者が自らの力だけでかつての自分を復元するとしよう。その場合、肉体を元の形に戻すものは何だと思う？
肉体は己の肉体を記録している。肌がそげ、肉が落ちようとかつての姿に戻るのは肉体そのものに設計図があるからだ。
遺伝子に記録された構成図じゃな。だがわしの場合は違う。そも自身の構成を記録していた肉体そのものを失ったのだ。設計図をもって肉体を復元することはできん。その場合、自己を覚え元通りの形にするものは何だと思うね。
The answer is obvious. His soul. The soul is a memory of the world itself, a record of a body bound not by the physical realm's laws like the flesh, but existing on a higher plane, belonging to a concept known as the astral realm. Yes, as long as the soul is intact, it could be possible to restore one's past self even after the loss of one's body, one's genes, even one's very cells. Meaning that this old mage...
なるほど。自身の魂だけを生かし、肉体は生きている者たちから摂取する。それが魔術師どもの不死の正体か。故に他の姿にはなれない。魔術師どもが存命させているものは肉体ではなく魂。故に魂以外の姿は形作れない
と。当然であろう。わしとて好き好んで老人の体を得ているわけではないわ。よいか、わしはこの姿しか作れんのだ。それも定期的に変えねば腐り落ちる不出来なものよ。かつては一度の取り替えで54年活動したわしが、今では数ヶ月に一度取り替えねば存命できぬ。その矮小さ、腐敗する苦しみが誰に理解できようか。間違えるな今代のアサシンよ。そのようなものを二度と不死と称するでない。
Frustration tinges the old mage's voice. It's been 3 days since the assassin was summoned. The killer finally knows who his summoner
納
is.
得がいった。つまり腐っているのは肉体ではなく、
そう、魂が腐っておる。時間の蓄積は幽体にさえ影響を及ぼすのだ。故にわしの体は腐る。構成図である魂が腐っていては肉体が腐り落ちるのも当然であろう。
故に聖杯を求めるか。憤るわけよな。その永遠、生地永久を知らぬ者よりつらかろう。
そうだと。わしの体は腐る。腐るのだ。その苦しみ、骨の髄まで侵す毒から解放されねばならぬ。そのための聖杯、そのための死なない体よ。そうだ。わしは死にたくない。まだ生きていたい。この世から消えてなくなるなど考えるだに恐ろしい。